Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to be taking a look at your person's current intentions for the connection. First, we will go over their subconscious intentions, which are basically meant to represent their thoughts and feelings. And then we will take a look at their conscious intentions, which are meant to represent what it is that they are planning to do next within this connection, in hopes that both of them align. As always, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. Please do not try to make it fit. With all of that said, we have pile 1 with aqua obsidian. We have pile 2 with blue halite. And we have pile 3 with jade. Hello, pile 1, my aqua obsidian pile. Let's take a look first at your person's subconscious intentions. What are their thoughts and feelings about you and about the connection itself? Okay, what is on their mind right now? How are they currently feeling about you and about the connection? Let's check out their subconscious intentions. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Chariot. And we have the Artist. So right away, I like the message here as far as their subconscious intentions, because to me, it's basically indicating that they are trying to, let's say, put in the work in order to make this connection move forward, or to make some positive movement forward within this connection. We have the Chariot coming up next, and the Chariot's about overcoming obstacles, overcoming challenges in order to make positive movement forward. And then we have the Artist, and the Artist is a card of idealism. This is like, let's say, the one card here as far as their subconscious intentions that really shows that they have romantic feelings and romantic intentions toward you, and they want to begin to create something together or start a relationship, or they want to make some positive movement forward, because the Artist and its idealism is pinpointing that this person has feelings for you, and they've envisioned some type of life between the both of you. Okay, so the Artist here is really highlighting that this person is idealizing the connection, they have romantic feelings, and they have this vision of the future that they see between the both of you that they would like to make some positive movement forward toward. Now, it's all about them building up their confidence in order to be able to do so, and about them overcoming any challenges like a fear of rejection, a fear of emotional intimacy or emotional expression, just regular old anxiety and nervousness that come from asking someone out or moving a connection forward. But what I like here is this person's willing to put in the work, and they are putting in the work. They're overcoming whatever it is that they need to overcome. And they see this beautiful, bright future between the both of you that they want to make positive movement forward toward. And what I like with that combo of the 8 of Pentacles and the Chariot is it does give off this message of, nothing is holding me back. Nothing's holding me back. Like, whether if I'm scared, if I'm afraid that they're going to reject me, if it's hard for me to express myself, they don't care at this point, because the feelings that they have toward you and this future that they can envision between the both of you is trumping any and all of their, negativity or nervousness or anxiety that they might be feeling. So now let's get some cards out here as far as their conscious intentions and see basically what is their next move. What is their next move in regard to this connection? Because what the vibe that the 8 of Pentacles and the Chariot bring up for me is that this situation between you both is about to come to fruition. You know, it would indicate that this person's really been thinking a lot about this. They've been putting in the work, doing what they need to do. They've been very determined to overcome, again, whatever obstacles have stood in the way of you both. And that this idealistic view of the future is something that they know they want and something that they're going to, let's say, try their darndest to get to. So let's get some cards out here. We do have the Seven of Wands, which I feel like also kind of tracks because the Seven of Wands is indicative of guardedness. So Seven of Wands, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Wands, which to me is a good sign. So the Seven of Wands, even perhaps like describing at times how this connection currently feels, it could feel like this person's guarded. And I feel like that would make a lot of sense because if their subconscious intentions are bringing up that they're working on themselves and trying to open up to you, it would make sense that in the, you know, let's say current energy or in what's been taking place between the both of you, a card that would indicate guardedness would jump out. And when we move forward to the Ace of Pentacles and Page of Wands, we see that this person is going to take their opportunity. So in my opinion, the subconscious and the conscious intentions do align, and it does seem as though this person is taking some positive movement forward toward you. They're beginning to release their guard because the opportunity for the future that they see between the both of you, again, greatly outweighs any of the nervousness or guardedness that they may have always struggled with. And that's why they're so determined to work on themselves in order to release their guard so that they could pursue the opportunity and the potential that they see within this connection. We then have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands, I always describe her as, you know, asking someone out, trying to make plans with someone. So I would say as far as what this person's next move is, you're going to see them begin to let their guard down. You know, there could have been times where you've interacted with this person and you can just tell that their guard is up or that they're not being as honest as they could be. And not in the sense of they're a, you know, lying scumlord, but more so in the sense that this person isn't, it's almost like you could tell that they're leaving words left unsaid. But whatever the case might be, you're going to begin to see this person let their guard down. You're going to see this person try to take any and every opportunity that they can to either spend time with you, go out with you, or chat with you. Because at this point in time, this person's wanting to increase seeing you. They're going to want to increase communication, etc., and so on. And that is this person's next move. And the Page of Wands, since it does represent like making plans, asking you to go out and do something, etc., that would indicate to me that this person asking you out is on the horizon. For right now, though, it just seems as though this person's going to make their presence known in your life. So I do hope that that makes sense. What I think I want to do now is pull a couple of oracle cards, more so for confirmation. For some of us, you know, like pull a couple oracle cards, maybe to get the current energy or to get some, like I said, confirmation, just any other messages, let's say, about this connection, so that if you're listening to this, there's something a little less general maybe, and you'll know that it is meant for you. So let's get some oracle cards out here and see any additional messages that we could get about this connection, about how this person feels about you, etc. Okay, we have the Goddess of the Moon. We have this card. We have the Goddess of the Moon and the Angel of Strength. So for me, one thing that comes to mind here is, first of all, the Goddess of the Moon is basically the High Priestess, and the Angel of Strength is basically the Strength card in Tarot. And what I find interesting here is it's almost like this person has a lot of respect for you, or this person looks up to you because they see, it's kind of like they see your power. They might find you to be somebody who's very authentic. They might see you as somebody who's very, you know, like very confident. You know, like whether or not you think you're confident, this person feels like you exude confidence. And it's almost like part of this is this person trying to, like part of this work that they're doing and why they're so determined to do it is because they are wanting to show you that, like, they almost like they're wanting to show you that they are good enough for you, if that makes sense. Like almost like they're trying to show you that, you know, like they can also show up within this connection. Because I feel like for you, it's kind of like, regardless of like if you're in a connection or not, or a friendship or not, you know, you stand tall on your own, and you stand tall when you're surrounded by people. I don't know if that's going to make sense for you, but that's something that's coming through specifically. Like you're someone who, regardless of where it is that you're at in life, you always seem like you have your shit together. And this person, I feel like, really looks up to you and looks up to the fact that you are someone who, you know, shows their strength or shows their power really in front of anyone and everyone. I hope that that makes sense. I don't know if that's going to make sense, but that's something that's coming through here for me. You know, just that this person has a lot of respect for you. This person looks at you as someone who's, you know, very powerful and confident. And it's kind of like, it doesn't matter. It's almost like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter who you're surrounded by or what environment you're in. You always show up the same, like with your head held high, etc., and so on. All those like nice kind of strength, power messages, you know, mixed in there, and they're just amazed by that. And I kind of feel like this person knows that, or wants to get at your level especially when it comes to confidence, because it's kind of like you're so confident and you're so strong completely on your own that this person doesn't want to show up into this connection harboring their insecurities. I hope that makes sense in some way. The other thing that I want to say with the goddess of the moon, and even with the angel of strength, especially referring back to the high priestess and the strength card, is that this person is extremely physically attracted to you. You know, very physically attracted to you. So there's that. We have Cupid's arrow, which is have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, hesitation. So again, I just realized it's completely off camera. But to me, that kind of represents what the Page of Wands is representing here. You know, there might be times in reality, even upcoming, into the very near future, into the immediate future, you might notice like this person at times still has their guard up around you, even though it seems as though the two of you know one another, communicate with one another, or maybe mutual friends, maybe colleagues, that sort of thing. Especially starting out with the Eight of Pentacles, it could be that the two of you know one another through work or through school, whatever the case might be. It's like you might have noticed that this person, again, typically has their guard up around you, or seems to have a guard up, seems to leave words left unsaid. So for us, it might be a surprise. Like it might be a surprise invitation, or it might be a little bit shocking because at times this person seems so hesitant to move things forward or to say whatever it is that they want to say. And now this person's making their presence in your life known. Okay, so I hope that makes sense in some type of way, especially based on the connection. The next card to jump out, it jumped out upside down in my lap, is the unsaid. Showing I like you, or showing I love you or I like you without physically saying it, didn't say it yet. And maybe that could be some confirmation for someone, maybe not for everybody, but for some of us where, again, this person hasn't exactly told us how it is that they feel about us yet. But there's clearly always been chemistry, and there's clearly always been some type of sexual tension in the air when you and this person are around one another. But it does seem as though like words have certainly been left unsaid, to the point where maybe nothing's really been said between the both of you yet. Let's get one or two more. We've got bold move. So again, we have an invitation, being proactive, taking steps, making things happen, a gift for someone or for yourself. So The bold move, I feel like, is taking place both subconsciously and consciously. This person is doing what they need to do. They are being proactive. They know that they have insecurities, or they know that they fear rejection, etc. And they are doing what they need to do to be proactive, to rectify those things so that they can make positive movement forward toward this future that they see between the both of you. Okay, and with that said, as far as what their next moves are, they're letting down their guard. They're not letting anything hold them back from the potential that they see within the relationship or the connection between you both. And again, we get this getting asked out, or hanging out more, communicating more. This person wanting to be a bigger part of your life, or continuing to make their presence known. Okay, so we get a lot of similar messages here. And then we end with, I find this really interesting. So we end with made with love. And this is a gift from the heart, sentimental, an offering or contribution, trying new things and being there or supportive. And again, I feel like the being there, being supportive, again, this person's wanting to make themselves a bigger presence in your life. So more communication, seeing you more, doing more things together, etc., and so on. But what I find really interesting is, like, either a week or two, maybe a week or two ago, but I feel like it was definitely in September, we had the bold move card and the made with love card jump out from for another reading. Message that came out during that, like bringing you like your favorite chocolate bar. Like, let's say like the two of you work together and they know Reese's peanut butter cups are your favorite, and they stop by your desk and they put them on your desk just as a little, like, here's a little gift from me to you to like make you feel better, to make your day go by quicker. And I don't remember what kind of reading it was that I did. I feel like it must have been like a their next move type of reading. And one of the person's next moves was to give you a gift of some sort. And of course, depending on how long the two of you have been together or known together, okay, it could be that, like I said, this person dropping off a little candy bar at your desk, or visiting you at work and giving you something to help you get through the day. Or it could, of course, be if the two of you have been with one another for a while, maybe it's an even bigger, grander, or more sentimental gift from the heart. But whatever the case might be, it does seem as though, even as far as this person, what they're planning on doing next, they're taking some type of step or positive movement forward toward you. They're becoming a bigger presence in your life. And again here, we get this similar message that we just got a couple weeks ago of this person giving you some type of gift. You know, whether that's showing up with a bouquet of flowers after they finally asked you out and you're going on your first date, whether it's doing some small act or small gesture of kindness, like dropping off your favorite Starbucks drink, or your favorite what did I say, candy bar, like your favorite candy bar, because they know you have a very long day at work ahead of you. Whatever the heck the case might be, either way, the gift is going to have some type of sentimental value, because it's going to show you that this person is listening to you. You know, that this person knows you, or that this person is listening to you, and this person is trying to do nice things for you, etc., and so on. And I feel like even with that, that's something maybe that this person has done far and few between, but maybe that's something that's going to increase, because this person's seeming to want to take whatever opportunities that they can to show up in your life more. Even when it comes to that Page of Wands, this is another thing too that just came to mind. Like, even when it comes to flirtation, you know, like the flirtation might get to a point where it can't be denied, where it's not just like, wow, me and this person have great chemistry, and wow, there seems to be some sexual tension between us. It's going to get to the point where the words that they leave unsaid are really implicating that they have some type of feelings toward you. Whatever the case might be, it does seem as though this person is making positive movement forward. They're doing what they need to do for themselves. They have a lot of respect for you. There's a lot of attraction toward you. And I hope overall that the Oracle cards maybe gave us a little bit more confirmation in some way, shape, or form. Expect a gift or a small gesture of kindness. Expect for this person to make their presence known within your life. Overall, my pile ones, I hope that this made sense, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Hello, pile 2, my blue howlite pile. Let's get into it. Let's see what your person's subconscious intentions are. What are their thoughts and feelings about you and about the connection that you share with them? Okay, let's see. What are your person's subconscious intentions? We have the Knight of Wands coming in hot. We have the Strength card. And we've got the Six of Wands. So there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of sexiness, let's say, going on. I would say that as far as their subconscious intentions, they don't seem wonky, but wonky was the first word to come to mind, because the Knight of Wands is a card that's like, he could be characterized as a player, but he's charismatic, and it doesn't have to be a he, it could be a she, of course, but it's the Knight of Wands, so that's why I'm referring to it as a he. But it's like, the Knight of Wands is a character, let's say, that's very hot, very fiery, very passionate. They can be charismatic. They can be a bit of a player. They can be very flirtatious. So as far as their subconscious intentions, this would indicate to me that this person is definitely smooth talking. They're trying to smoothly slither their way into your life. But the Six of Wands does bring up stability and security. So it's kind of like, this person might be charismatic. They might seem like a little bit of a player. They might even still be a little bit of a player. But there's a lot of flirtation. There's a lot of chemistry between the both of you. And this person, I'm going to say, they like to play upon that, but it's not all a game. Or at least so far, as far as their subconscious intentions, it's not all a game. This person's very attracted to you physically with the Strength card. There's an indication that at times they do hold themselves back. But I feel like they're holding themselves back because they do have this Knight of Wands within them. And the Knight of Wands within them wants to, hit it and quit it. The Knight of Wands wants to rush into things. And I feel like that's what they're holding themselves back from. Because they see that this connection between you both could be something more. And rather than just rushing it, rather than going too fast, too soon, rather than going, rather than making this like a quick, almost hit it and quit it type of situation, they seem to want to explore it. So they are holding themselves back. And I feel like they're holding themselves back because they know that they have a tendency to rush into things. And I feel like for the most part, at times within this connection between you and this person, things could have gone a little bit too fast, or things at times, maybe this person is like very flirtatious. They're very, I don't know why I wanted to say this. I wanted to say what almost jumped out of my mouth was they're like, a lot of times they're on your ass. And I don't know if that's meant like literally or figuratively, in the sense that they are texting you a lot, or they're talking to you a lot, they're chatting you up, they're, trying to make plans with you, trying to see you. And depending on how long ago you met this person, for some of us, maybe it does feel like a little rushed. It feels, or not even a little, it feels very rushed. It feels like things are moving a little bit too quickly. Or maybe we're cool with that. Maybe we don't really mind that things are moving quickly with this person, because there is an insane amount of chemistry and physical attraction between us both. So whatever the case might be, whatever side of the coin that you're on, I do feel like regardless, the Strength card jumping out right after the Knight of Wands is indicative of this person trying to hold themselves back because they don't want this to fizzle out. And instead, what they would like is for stability and security to be brought into this connection. That Six of Wands brings up cheesy messages like, you're the person of my dreams, or you're like, what comes out a lot is like, regardless of sex. So like, I'll hear like, that's my girl, or that's my guy. So whatever the case might be, this person really feels like there's potential here for a serious relationship. But at the same time, I feel like at times your person is also kind of a dog. Like your person at times has not had a lot of serious relationships, but they see that there could be something serious between the both of you. It's almost like at times too, the Knight of Wands, it'll bring up like someone who's impulsive or has an impulse control issue. And I feel like with this, it's kind of like your person's trying their best not to be impulsive, but there's a lot of attraction and a lot of chemistry between the both of you. And this person doesn't want it to fizzle out because there's something about this connection that makes them want to settle down. But at the same time, they're still impulsive, they're still flirtatious, they still have their player ways, but they are trying to hold them down. They're trying to be, I get from this too, like they're trying to be a good boy or a good girl, like in regard to this connection, because they do see that something more could grow from this connection. Okay, so as far as the subconscious intentions go, we seem to have a reformed player, or a player that is trying to reform themselves in some type of way. And of course, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you know that your person is not really the player type of guy or gal, then clearly that message is not meant for you. Maybe it's just that there's a lot of attraction and chemistry, and this person's very flirtatious with you, and this person's trying not to rush things. But for some of us, we might know that we are dealing with someone who is or in the past has had a tendency to be a little bit of a player, or a lot of bit of a player. Okay, but as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. We have the Queen of Swords jumping out first as their conscious intentions. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And we have the Star. So for me, what this would be indicating first and foremost with the Queen of Swords is the Queen of Swords is a card that I always say cuts through the bullshit. And I feel like with that Queen of Swords, this person is trying to cut through the bullshit, and a lot of that bullshit is their own. Because again, I'm going with like reformed player, or a player trying to reform themselves. They found you. They really like you. There's a lot of attraction, a lot of chemistry. And maybe for one of the first times in their romantic life, they want to hold themselves back and build something stable and secure with someone. So they are trying to be honest with themselves and honest with you. And I feel like as a bit of confirmation, we're actually going to pull very soon, hopefully within the next couple of minutes, if I can coherently get out what I want to get out with the tarot cards. We're going to pull some oracle cards and really try to get some confirmation so that you know this message is meant for you, about, just generally about your connection that you share with this person. But either way, I feel like with that Queen of Swords, this person is trying to be honest with themselves and honest with you. And I feel like one of the markers for that is the fact that this person at times you might feel is overly honest. Almost to the point where there's times where you're thinking, I didn't really need to know that. Like I didn't really need to know that either about you or about what you're doing. But whatever, like at least you're being honest and you're being open with me. And I feel like as we move forward, one of their conscious intentions is to maybe even be overly honest with you. Like the Queen of Swords, she'll bring up blunt honesty as well. So maybe at times you'll see that this person is very blunt, either in the way that they're feeling about you, or in the, honesty and wisdom that they express to you. You'll feel like this person's, again, very honest or very authentic. They show up as they are. And I feel like that's important too, because it's like they'll show you their good side and their bad side. They're not really hiding anything. But either way, Queen of Swords is representing, as far as conscious intentions, they're cutting through their bullshit. They're doing what they need to do for themselves. They're being honest with themselves, and it seems as though they're being honest with you. Then we move forward to the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles to me is a card of commitment and loyalty. And I feel like what this person is trying to show you or prove to you is that they can commit and that they can be loyal. And since we can see, starting out with a card like the Knight of Wands, who isn't always loyal, that's part of the, let's say, bullshit that this person is trying to cut through. You know, maybe this person has a reputation that you know of, or maybe this person, again, is just being overly honest with you to the extent that you're kind of like, I don't need to know all this information. But whatever the case might be, it seems as though this person is trying to show you and prove to you that they can commit and that they can be loyal. That at this point in time, they really only have eyes for you. And I feel like, again, maybe based on how this person is or who this person is as a person, that's something that's very important at this stage in the connection, because if it is a newer connection, this person's trying to show you that they do want a stable and secure relationship and that they can commit, they can be loyal, and that they do see that this connection is one in which they want to be in for a very, very long time. Again, it's giving me reformed player, but I'm not sure how much that matches up with, you know, your reality or what's going on in your connection. But for some of us, I get very strong reformed player vibes, you know, like that this person is doing their best to prove to you that they are loyal and committed to this connection and that they see it going and moving forward toward the future, that they're trying to build a stable and secure foundation between the both of you, and that the two of you can have fun and you can have the flirtation and the chemistry and the sexual attraction toward one another while still having a stable, secure, and committed romantic relationship. I hope that that makes sense. The star to me is also about idealization, but even more so in this case, I would say that the star is mainly representing that this person does have very strong romantic feelings for you that they are acting on. And I feel like there's always been flirtation. I feel like this person has, you know, for the most part, or for most of us, they've made it know how they feel about us. Or they've at the very least let us know that they're very attracted to us. They flirt with us constantly. You know, like they're constantly, what did I say before? On our asses, either figuratively or literally. Like this person is very into us and we know that. And I feel like they certainly let us know that. Either way, I feel like the star's representing their romantic feelings. The star also brings up cheesy messages similar to the Six of Wands in the sense that this person feels like you are, again, like the person of their dreams, that you are their guy or their gal. And overall, it seems like to me this person is, you know, doing what they need to do for themselves. They're slicing through the bullshit, their own bullshit especially. They're showing you that they're trying to show you that they can honestly commit and be loyal to you and to the connection. And they have these grand ideas and ideals for what lies ahead for the future. And those grand ideas and ideals have to deal with, you know, further commitment, have to do with stability and security. This person's trying to show you that they are serious about you. So I do hope that that makes sense. I also feel like as far as their conscious intentions, it really shows that they are holding themselves back from rushing things. You know, for me, like none of these cards are the Queen, the 10, the Star. None of them are really in a rush. At least not as much in a rush as the fiery, passionate Knight of Wands, Strength card, and Six of Wands are. So I feel like subconsciously this person's like, I want to rush, but I don't want to rush. Like, I want to take things slow. I want to show them that I can be a stable and secure partner, etc., that we can last long term. And I feel like their conscious intentions, they are doing so. You know, in their conscious intentions, they're really not trying to rush anything. You know, and I feel like one thing that keeps coming to mind is them trying to prove themselves to you in some way or another. So at the very least, I hope that that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. Let's get a couple of oracle cards out here in order to see some more of like what's going on in this connection, any further confirmation that these messages are meant for you, whatever the case might be. Let's let's get into it. Let's see. Okay, we have community. And we also have cornucopia. So to me, both of these cards, the community card especially, it's going to bring up that you and this person, you know, you have something in common. Whether you have mutual friends, whether you are like mutual friends, whether you work at the same place, whatever the case might be. And the cornucopia kind of does lead me back to maybe working together or knowing one another through work or school in some regard, because the cornucopia card is going to bring up abundance. So for me, it could be maybe you two, you know, work in the same building. Maybe the two of you knew one another in school. Whatever the case might be, there's a community that connects the two of you. So leaving out cornucopia, that community that connects the two of you could, of course, be like maybe you guys live in the same apartment complex. Maybe you both have mutual friends. Maybe you've been friends with this person for a bit of time now, and that's why you know that they have been or have a reputation of being a bit of a player. Whatever the case might be, it's being indicated here that you and this person are close. You know, like you're either close in regard to like working in the same place or going to school at the same place, or you have mutual friends. Whatever the case, or of course even too, something that comes up like sometimes often, I haven't gotten this message in a while, but with the cornucopia card near the community card, it could also be like maybe this is a friend of yours, buddy that they know from work. You know, like maybe this is someone's friend from work and you met them at a party that your friend was throwing. Whatever the case might be, community and cornucopia would indicate to me that you are either friends or have mutual friends with this person, or in some way, shape, or form, you know this person through work or educational opportunities. So I do hope that that makes sense in some way. Okay, let's get a couple of more oracle cards out here from another deck. Just as far as, you know, what is going on in this connection. We have passion starting us out. I feel like that is definitely, I'm kind of off camera, but the passion card is absolutely a marker. I had to cut off recording because my dog started barking, so I'm hoping to cut that entire part out. I was doing that, or he started barking as soon as I placed the passion card down. But what I believe I was saying was that passion is certainly a marker for this connection. There's certainly a lot of physical attraction between you both. There's a hell of a lot of chemistry. The two of you do seem to like one another equally. Like this person seems to be really into you, and you also seem to be really into them. And the two of you typically do have a lot of fun together. You know, typically it's always a good time when you are with and around this person. I feel like another thing too that could be said is like there's very similar senses of humor within this connection, and it also seems like the two of you like to do the same things. It doesn't really matter what those things are, but I feel like there's a lot of compatibility in regard to I'm going to use the word hobbies, but not just hobbies. Like whatever it is that the two of you like to do together, it seems as though the two of you really like it. So whether it could be something like hooking up and watching TV shows is something that the two of you like to do. It could be that the two of you like to go hiking. You know, it doesn't matter. There's a wide array of what that could mean. We then have the one date card jumping out. Give it at least one date. It takes time to know someone, take a chance, and switch up your type. Now, for some of us, maybe not so much the switching up our type, because there does seem to be a lot of physical attraction on both sides of this connection. But I feel like at times, even you yourself kind of hold yourself back from falling for this person because you know how they are or how they used to be. What I will say, though, as far as this reading goes, it does seem as though this person is really serious about you and they want to settle down with you. And they have ideals and ideas and envisionments of what the future could look like between the both of you. So all in all, this person, you might know them, might have known them for a while and known that they never really seem to take relationships seriously. But there is something about this connection with you that makes this person want to settle down. And like I said, I feel like this person is upfront and too honest at times with you, either about the way in which they are, the way in which they've acted, the way in which they're feeling, whatever the case might be. And I honestly feel like, because I wouldn't try to like steer you in the wrong direction. I wouldn't be like, yeah, this guy seems like a reformed player. This gal seems like a reformed player. Give them a chance. But it does seem as though the cards are urging us to give this person a chance, to hear them out and hear what they have to say. Because right now it does seem to me that they are trying to show you that you are the only person for them. You know, like they want to take a chance on this connection, and they're hoping that you do too. Okay, that's kind of the vibe here. So I hope that makes sense for some of us that are listening to this, or for some of us that it is meant for. We then move forward to the card trust issues. Okay, ascertain if trust issues are justified or unjustified. Trust is imperative to feeling safe and secure. And I feel like that's maybe one of the biggest challenges within this connection is really, I would say, you trusting this person. And maybe that's part of the reason why, in order to like prove themselves or prove their loyalty, they are being like overly or bluntly honest with you about everything and anything. But I feel like when it comes to this connection, or when it comes to that trust issues card, at times what it brings me to is how we might have had connections in the past where we couldn't really fully trust our person, and we might be bringing that baggage from past relationships into our current relationships where, you know, we have a difficult time ascertaining if the trust issues are justified or unjustified because we've dealt with so much dishonesty and disloyalty in previous connections that we're not sure if we could trust the person that we're with right now. Now, I feel like within this connection, there's a little bit of a spin on it because, again, we started with the Knight of Wands, and that's what I'm going on. You know, like we might know that this person has a history or a reputation, so we might already be feeling like this person is dishonest and disloyal toward us. Yet again, could be another reason why this person is trying to prove to you that they can commit and that they can be loyal within this connection. Because they don't want trust issues to arise. They want you to feel safe and secure and comfortable with them. So I hope that makes sense, but I feel like this has a lot, like the trust issues card has a lot to do with the fact that, first of all, we or they might harbor some trust issues from previous connections, but even more so that leading me back to that this person at times might not have been able to be trusted in previous connections, and now this person's trying to prove to you that you can trust them, that they can commit, that they can be loyal, etc. So I hope that makes sense. But again, that's kind of the vibe here. And now let's get one last card, and that last card happens to be wedding rings, which kind of does lead me back to the Ten of Pentacles, because aside from the Ten of Pentacles representing loyalty and commitment, it can also represent family and legacy and marriage. And again, I just feel like the wedding rings card is meant to show that this person is serious about you and serious about the connection. So this card brings up union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, and everlasting promise. And honestly, like I said, I feel like, again, this person's trying to prove to you that they're like, almost like this person's trying to prove to you that they can change, that they have been changing, that they see that there is something serious here between the both of you, that they want to, you know, come into union together, that they look at this connection as one in which they want to settle down in, that they look at you as marriage material, that they do have these grand ideas and grand plans for the future between the both of you, that the two of you can have this emotionally fulfilling and emotionally abundant life together, etc., and so on. And I feel like a large part of this is boiling down to this person, like subconsciously, they have a lot of attraction toward you, but they are holding themselves back. They don't want to rush things because they want to build something stable and secure with you. And their conscious intentions are all about them proving themselves to you and trying to prove that they can be loyal, trying to prove that, like what they're idealizing for the future is something that could take place in reality because of how serious this person is about you. Almost like I just got like that they're willing to take this chance on love. And for some of us, we might be like, well, I need to be the one that's willing to take the chance on them. And I kind of feel like the both of you are taking a chance on one another, putting aside issues, putting aside maybe issues that this person has had in the past, putting aside trust issues that you have dealt with in previous connections, and trying to like forge this path toward the future together. Overall, it just seems like there's a lot of like learning and growing within this connection. It seems like there's a lot of, the two of you coming together and helping one another evolve. And overall, like maybe the most important point is that this person really does seem to want to settle down with you. And this person's going to be taking their time to show you that you can trust them and that they can commit and they can be loyal to you and to the connection. So I hope that makes sense in some way, my pile twos. Thank you so, so much for allowing me to read for you today. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Hello, pile 3, my jade pile. Let's take a look at your person's subconscious intentions to start. Okay, what is on their mind? How are they thinking and feeling about you and about the connection? Okay, as far as their subconscious intentions, what is on their mind? Okay, we start out with the King of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So to me, this is about stability and security first and foremost. Like this person wants to build something stable and secure with you. I also feel like a huge part of their subconscious intentions at this point in time. So I'm definitely interested to see what their conscious intentions are. Because as far as their subconscious intentions go, they really seem to want to move things forward. They want to bring things to stability and security. They seem to want to ground this connection in reality. That's one of the biggest things that I'm like picking up on from these 3 cards. Basically to the point of like, they see that this connection they see the opportunity and the potential within this connection, and they want to move it forward because they've perhaps been thinking about it a lot. And now, as far as their subconscious intentions go, they are ready to pursue it in the real world. It's almost like giving the vibe of, I've done enough of thinking about it. Now it's time for me to do something about it. So I hope that makes sense. King of Pentacles to me is going to bring up groundedness. He'll bring up stability and security. Also someone who's very mature. And I feel like when it comes to like what that means for the connection is that perhaps the person that you're dealing with is very mature. They're ready to settle down. And I would say it's the same for you as well. Like perhaps you're mature, or you are also ready to settle down. You're ready to settle down, begin a relationship, start a life with someone, etc. Like the two of you, and that's good in regard to the connection, because it seems as though the two of you are on the same page as far as what it is that you want in regard to your love lives. The King of Pentacles for me will also bring up that we have common values, that we have shared life goals. And those are all things that are really connecting the two of you and further making you on that same page as the other person. We move forward to the Nine of Pentacles, and I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is more so bringing up how this person feels about you. Again, they feel like you are very mature, very beautiful, very elegant. That's one of the key words of the Nine of Pentacles is elegant. They feel like you're somebody who's very compassionate, somebody who has a lot of grace to give to others. Someone who, you know, along the line of elegance is also graceful. They feel like you are very independent. They also might look up to you in that regard, either in regard to your independence or in regard to your career. They find you to be somebody who's very abundant, very stable and secure, very independent in their own right. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles to me is highlighting the opportunity and the potential that this person sees within this connection. But again, I feel like one of the most important points is something that I said at this point a couple minutes ago, which is this person seems to want to take this connection out of their mind and bring it into reality. They're done thinking about it. They want to take action. So now, let's see if it aligns. Let's get some cards out here and see what their conscious intentions are. What are they planning? What are their next moves in regard to this connection? Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so we start out with the Knight of Cups, which is a very strong indication of this person wanting to move the connection forward, of wanting to ask you out, etc. Let's get some other cards out here, though, before I ramble on. We have the King of Cups jumping out next. Oh, got a flash of the Six of Cups for a second. And we have the World. So again, even as far as their conscious intentions, ending with the World brings me back to that same message that I was saying when it came to the subconscious intentions. Like, this person wants to bring this into their tangible reality. And like, for me, another way of saying that perhaps is this person wants to take this connection out of their mind and bring it into the real world. And then that's kind of what we get here from the conscious intentions. Starting out with the Knight of Cups is a very strong message of this person making some positive movement forward toward you in regard to love. You know, like in regard to love or romantic relationships, this person is making or going to be taking positive movement forward toward you quite soon into the near future. Okay, the Knight of Cups is a card that's indicative of gestures of love or offers of love. So again, this person, or this would be along the lines of this person asking you out on a date, opening up about their feelings, etc. And the King of Cups backs this up, because the King of Cups is, like, let's say the King of Pentacles is the most grounded king. The King of Pentacles is the most grounded king, while the King of Cups is the most emotionally grounded king. So this King of Cups is capable of expressing themselves. And again, that just leads me back to something that I brought up before about this person and you perhaps being very mature. In this sense of the King of Cups, you're both very emotionally mature. You know, this person wants to express themselves. This person is capable of expressing themselves. This person is capable of giving and receiving love at a high capacity. And this person wants to express themselves to you. So I would say that their next move is to express themselves and to let you know how they feel, or it's to ask you out and to move things forward within this connection, or to deepen the level of commitment within this connection, dependent upon, of course, what stage you are at with this person currently. The World to me is mainly bringing me that making this connection tangible. So not only now is this person thinking about making it tangible and having this feeling of it's time to get this out of my head and out of my heart and, you know, let it into the real world, express to them how I feel. Again, I get this indication of this person wanting to bring this connection to the real world. This person wants to have or wants to explore what a committed romantic relationship could look like between the both of you. So all in all, I would say that their subconscious and conscious intentions certainly do align. Their number one subconscious thought is, it's time to get this out of my head and it's time to start doing something about it. And their conscious intentions are them literally doing something about it. You know, through expressing, through asking you out, through making plans with you. But making dates with you, not so much just plans to hang out. This person definitely wants to move this connection forward in a romantic type of way. They see the potential that exists between the both of you. And they also get some level of fulfillment from this connection. I also at times look at the world. The world is a card of cycles. It's a card of fulfillment. And for me, what comes out sometimes is like someone feeling like, regardless, like it could be like career fulfillment or it could be romantic fulfillment. And I feel like in this case, it's kind of like this person feels like they found you and you're the person that's going to like fulfill their romantic or love quest in life. Let's say they found you, they know how they feel about you, they know the potential that exists within this connection. And they're wanting to move things forward so that they can fulfill the romantic aspect of their life, because they can already see that it would be a very fulfilling connection, or they feel like it'll be a very fulfilling relationship between you both. And once they do what they need to do, once they ask you out, once they express their feelings, once they move this connection forward, they're looking at that as that they have fulfilled themselves romantically, or more so, you're fulfilling them romantically. I hope that that makes sense in some type of way, but that's what I get from it. Now we're going to get some oracle cards out here, basically to represent further, like some further messages about your connection with this person. Really just looking for some added confirmation so that if you're listening to this, you know that the messages are meant for you. So let's get some oracle cards out here. We have the door to personal healing and happiness, which to be honest kind of leads me back to what I was just saying. You know, like kind of leads me back to exactly what I was just saying, in the sense that this person feels like you are their like ultimate romantic fulfillment. There's something about you, there's something about the connection. This person really feels like you are the person that they could settle down with, spend the rest of their life with, etc. Thus comes that door to personal, more so for me, personal happiness or personal fulfillment. You know, like that this person feels like you are the person that's going to fulfill them romantically. And they are at the point where they're done just thinking about it and they want to open that door and make that positive movement forward. Let's get one more card out here in my pile, threes. And we have the contract card. So the contract card to me, especially let's say as like further, as I drop all the cards, but the contract card to me can represent maybe this person is, maybe this has to do with this person's career or your career, because again, we are looking for not just messages in general about the connection, but we're also looking for maybe some signs or confirmations for you to know that this reading is meant for you, etc. So maybe one or both of you is involved in a job where you're drawing up contracts. That leads me to like a lawyer or a paralegal. I'm sure there's a crap ton of other jobs that involve contracts, but something that comes to mind as well would be like a real estate agent, whatever the case might be. Maybe, again, one or both of you are involved in that. It also, with the scales of justice there, it also brings me to like some type of legal or even law enforcement career that maybe you or your person have. But that's basically, I would say, the main things that I get from the contract card. Of course, it could come up as like as far as soul contracts, and maybe it's just some further indication that you and this person are really, truly, fully meant to be together. But for me, as far as confirmation wise, maybe one or both of you are, you know, involved in the legal or law enforcement career. I hope that makes sense. Now let's get some other oracle cards out here. Again, both about the connection as well as some further confirmation for those of us who are listening to this. But no, maybe one or both of you are involved in a career where you're either signing contracts or you are creating contracts, drawing contracts up. We've got cheers, and cheers brings up new beginnings, anniversary, milestone, date, celebration, meeting new people, and happiness. So that card brings up a couple of different things for me, but mainly in the sense of confirmation. Of course, just very generally, it can indicate that maybe you and this person are embarking on a new beginning together, etc. Maybe, again, this person's asking you out on a date, etc. But when it comes to the celebration message, when it comes to the milestone or the anniversary, like maybe the two of you met one another at some type of party. Maybe the two of you met one another like literally at someone's, maybe it was like someone's anniversary party. Maybe it was, some type of milestone event that the two of you met one another at. Even as far as like something, let's say like a concert, like maybe it was like the band's 20th year touring. And that's the milestone event or celebration that the both of you were attending. Whatever the case might be, that card to me, it can bring up maybe some, again, further confirmation. It doesn't have to be either one of the silly examples that I came up with, but maybe it makes sense for you based on how it is that you met this person or where it is that you know this person from. Maybe for some of us, again, we met at a party. We met at, like some type of celebration, some type of anniversary or milestone event for someone or something. Another thing, too, when it comes to this card, or really in general, too, another vibe that I'm picking up on from here, especially with the contract card, the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles and even the World, and now that Cheers card, it also leads me to maybe the two of you work together. And part of the reason why, too, is like that Cheers card just brings me to like happy hour drinks, like going out, work ends at 5 and you and this person and maybe a couple of other colleagues going out, getting some drinks together at happy hour, that type of thing. So I hope that that makes sense in some regard or brings, again, some further confirmation. We lost a card to the floor. And that card is What a Catch. Okay, an ideal partner or mate, abundance, self-esteem, value. The answer is yes, and marriage material. And I feel like, again, when it comes to this person, when it comes to this connection, they certainly look at you as someone who they want to settle down with. I feel like in general, this card is highlighting that this person values you or they value your opinion. Maybe when it comes to whatever these contracts are, maybe they look at you for your opinion on things. But whatever the case might be, I feel like this person does look at you as somebody who they want to settle down with. This person looks at you as somebody who is marriage material. And this person really does seem to value you and value the life that they feel the both of you could have together. This person does look at you as someone who is going to bring them that romantic fulfillment. So I hope that that makes sense. Let's get some other oracle cards out here, just a few. See again, anything that we need to know, any additional messages, what's going on, some signs or confirmations for some of us. We have the Phoenix, and the Phoenix brings up a new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, and changed mind. So in that regard, I feel like what this is highlighting is we're moving forward with this person, or we're making positive movement forward with this person. We're beginning this new phase. I don't feel like for so many of us it is a rekindling of a previous connection. I don't really feel like someone here changed their mind and now they're suddenly making positive movement forward. I more so feel like this is just highlighting that there is a new beginning on the horizon when it comes to this connection. And maybe for some of us, it's definitely a new beginning in regard to the connection itself, because we are friends or we are colleagues with one another, and now we're going to be exploring this romantically. But I hope that that makes sense in some type of way. My pile threes. Now let's get one last card out here. And we have rewrite your story. And why I said like we again is because to me, it's bringing up for me with that rewrite your story. It does bring up like there's a new phase or a new beginning coming to this connection. You know, like maybe the story that the two of you had before is that, you know, you were friends or you were work colleagues, or maybe you have mutual friends, etc., whatever the case might be. But now the two of you are, you know, looking at one another in a different type of way. Now this person wants to transition or transform this connection and pivot it towards a romantic relationship more so than just a friendship or a colleague relationship. But the rewrite your story, rewrite your life story to how you would like it to be, release, feel peace now, and sleep subliminals. What I find interesting on the card itself is the rewrite your life story to how you would like it to be. And I feel like that's the transition that this person is currently in. And I say that definitely because of these three cards and that first initial message, or one of the first initial messages I said here today, which is that this person is like, I need to stop thinking about this and I need to do it. And that's part of this person rewriting their life story. You know, maybe this is someone, and now I'm just kind of conjecturing, but like, you know, maybe this person at times hasn't taken chances. Maybe for a period of time that you've known this person, they have neglected to take a chance on the connection thus far. And now this person's like, F that. I'm done sitting around and thinking about it. Now it's time for me to act. And I feel like that could be a major way in which this person is rewriting their story, because maybe they're not the type of person that's always taken chances. Maybe they're not maybe they're not the type of person that's always, you know, taken that path to explore their own happiness and their own fulfillment. And now this person is like, I've had enough of not taking chances, or I've had enough of not doing anything. Now it's time for me to grow, to transform, and to move forward toward this new beginning in love that I feel like is really going to lead the two of us toward a happy, healthy, and long-term relationship. So I hope that that makes sense in some type of way, my pile threes. Thank you all so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend.